All right, let's talk about Agile. I know, it's a huge buzzword. But today we're going to cut through all of that noise. We're going to connect this tiny 68-word philosophy from way back in 2001 directly to your bottom line. We're talking about the real business value of the Agile Manifesto, the stuff that actually matters. Okay, picture this. You've just spent millions of dollars, maybe 2 years of your team's life, building what you think is the perfect product. You launch it, and crickets. The market has completely moved on. This isn't just a bad day at the office. This is the billion-dollar mistake that has literally sunk companies. That is the exact high-stakes problem Agile was born to solve. So, for decades, the way we built things was this model called Waterfall. The name kind of gives it away, right? You do step one, then it flows to step two, then three, and you can't go back. Think of it like building a skyscraper. You have to finish the foundation before you put up the first floor, and you finish that first floor completely before starting the second. Super linear, super rigid. But here's the kicker. Software isn't a building, and with this old method, you'd find a huge, costly mistake in the foundation only after you'd built the penthouse and spent every last dime. A total disaster. Well, this broken system, as you can imagine, led to some serious frustration. And back in 2001, it actually sparked a rebellion. A group of 17 software pioneers who called themselves organizational anarchists, by the way, got together to find a better way forward. Now, this wasn't an overnight thing. The frustration had been building for years. These heavyweight, super bureaucratic methods were just crushing innovation. The breaking point finally came at this meeting up in Snowbird, Utah. And it was there that all that frustration crystallized into a revolutionary idea, one that was captured in just 68 powerful words. So what were the big business problems they were so dead set on fixing? Well, first off, plans were so rigid, they actually punished you for learning something new along the way. Can you believe that? Second, the customer was basically a stranger. They were there at the very beginning and the very end, but were completely locked out for the months or even years in between. This meant you delivered zero value until the very last day, and all the risk, all the potential problems were hidden until it was way too late to do anything about it. The solution they came up with wasn't some complex 1,000-page rulebook. It was a philosophy built around 4 core values. So let's break these down not as a bunch of tech jargon, but as the fundamental shifts in thinking that make Agile such a powerful tool for business. Just 4 simple yet really profound priorities that ended up changing everything. First up, it all starts with people. The first value makes a bold statement. A team of smart, motivated people actually talking to each other is way more valuable than any rigid process or fancy new tool. And for a business, what does that mean? It means faster problem solving and a genuine culture of innovation because you're actually empowering your experts to do their best work. Second, prioritize a product that actually works over mountains and mountains of paperwork. This one is all about showing a return on investment. A functional product that a real customer can see, touch, and react to is the most valuable kind of progress you can make. It means you're delivering real, tangible value early and often, not just another status report. The third value completely flips the script on the customer relationship. It says we should value a continuous partnership over fighting about the fine print in a contract. It's about working together throughout the entire project. When you do that, you eliminate all the guesswork and you dramatically lower the risk of building the wrong thing. You make sure the final product actually delivers what the customer needs. And finally, number 4. Now this one is absolutely crucial. Agile is not anti-plan. Let me say that again. It's not about having no plan. It is pro-adaptability. It recognizes that in a fast-moving market, your ability to pivot based on new information is your single greatest competitive advantage. A rigid plan is a liability. An adaptable one is a priceless asset. Okay, so here is one of the most common and most costly misconceptions out there. People think Agile is a specific, rigid process. It's not. It's a philosophy. It's the why. And to really get it, we need to separate it from the how. So the manifesto itself, that's the philosophy. That's your why. It's a mindset, a kind of cultural North Star that's based on those 4 values we just walked through. It simply tells you what to prioritize. Now, to put that philosophy into practice, you need a framework. That's a how. The most popular one, by a long shot, is Scrum. Something like 87% of teams use it. It organizes work into these short, rhythmic cycles called sprints, usually 1 to 4 weeks long, to make sure you're delivering value on a predictable, consistent schedule.
Another really popular framework is Kanban. Now, instead of fixed sprints, Kanban is all about optimizing a continuous flow of work. It's super visual, and its whole purpose is to improve efficiency and help you spot bottlenecks in your process in real time.
So here's how they all stack up. You've got Waterfall, which is linear, with just one big delivery at the very end. Then there's Scrum, which is iterative, delivering value in these predictable chunks, or sprints. And finally, Kanban, which is all about that continuous flow. It's great for teams managing ongoing work like support tickets or website maintenance. The key takeaway here? Flexibility. Where Waterfall is rigid, Agile frameworks are built from the ground up to adapt. So we've covered the philosophy, we've covered the practice, but here's what it all really comes down to, the results. Let's look at the hard data that makes the case for agility in the boardroom. Get this. A study by Boston Consulting Group found that Agile projects achieved a staggering 55% reduction in their time to market. In today's world, that kind of speed is a massive competitive weapon. And it's not just about speed. A landmark study from McKinsey found that Agile transformations deliver around a 30% gain in efficiency and overall financial performance. That is a direct, measurable impact on the bottom line. It also has a huge impact on quality. Because you have constant feedback loops and continuous testing baked into the process, Agile projects result in 50% fewer critical defects. So you're not just building faster, you're building a better, more reliable product for your customers. So why are so many companies making the switch? Well, the data shows it's to foster intense collaboration, to better align their work with actual business needs, and, as we've seen, to get to market faster. These are core strategic goals, not just some IT metrics on a spreadsheet. And here's the crucial point. These benefits, they create this powerful self-reinforcing loop. Empowered teams build better products, faster. Faster delivery leads to happier customers. And you know what? Happy customers create a compelling mission that gets the team even more engaged. It becomes this amazing, virtuous cycle of high performance. And ultimately, that brings us to a fundamental choice. You see, it's no longer about waterfall versus agile. The real question for any modern business is about its core nature. Will you build an organization based on rigidity or one built for adaptability? The answer to that question will likely determine your future success.